So now we wait for it to start.
Yeah, you'll have to, like, watch the YouTube thing, because my
Yeah,
monitor's
yeah, I have
completely
it
full
here.
of crap, yeah.
Mhm. And it's starting! Oh my
Yep.
god! It's the messenger! Hi, little guy! Oh,
Hello,
he's so
Sin!
cute! How are you doing?
I'm doing very well!
What's your name?
Howard!
Howard! Oh, Howard! So you and Gregory are good friends?
Yes, but in this episode we will not be seeing Gregory.
Who do we see in this episode?
Martin?
Martin! Oh, he sounds great. Can you tell us a little about Martin?
Well, it's actually me, it's Richie.
Oh my god, Rick, when did you get here?
Joker's trick. It was me all along.
Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna put I'm gonna tell everyone we're streaming on
Yep.
Discord.
Okay.
I just have to put the link. Okay.
I might turn you
And
up a little
everyone,
bit.
we are streaming. The badge is again.
This is our new look badge thing.
What's up? What's up, Arkham? What's up, Paul? Welcome to the stream.
Okay, good people here.
Yeah, we have 2 people. Woo! Hype.
Hype.
Let me post about it on Twitter. Okay. Can y'all post about this on your Twitter or whatever it is you hang out? I don't feel like it. I'm tired.
Do our promotion for us.
Yes, because I spent a lot of time shopping today. There were a lot of sales, like rush sales and church sales, secondhand sales. Me, my mom's friend, and my spouse, we all went to the sales and got some really good stuff, but it was very exhausting. And I didn't have time to eat yet. So if you guys care about the Snack Covenant, please post this link somewhere where you hang out. Thank you. Okay. So we have 10 people here.
Oh, good.
Let's start.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just.
Do you have an outline?
Cough. Give me a second. I need to cough. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Hi, Richie.
Hi, Sin.
What are we doing here today?
Well, the last Badges of Bloodborne episode was so well received, somehow, that I decided to do it a little in a way that's a bit more engaging and more interesting.
Oh, tell us more.
Well, because you ask a lot of questions about, like, where is this badge found and what does the badge do and where do we get it from and things like that. So I thought, because I've done a similar project already for Mef's Wiki, why don't we just get the badge live? And then we can talk about where we find it and we can walk around. We can look at it in the menu.
That's amazing. That's a great idea, Richie.
Thank you.
And yeah, I don't know. I have nothing to add.
Great.
Okay. So I guess let's start with the outline.
Yep.
Okay. Can you please tell me the name of the badge?
Today's badge is the Spark Hunter badge.
The Spark Hunter badge.
Yes.
Why is it called the Spark Hunter badge?
Well, why don't we go and get the badge?
Oh.
That'll give us something to do while more people show up.
Mm-hmm. I was so tired yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah. think I had a mini burnout, but it's okay. Shopping made everything better. I love going to secondhand stores. It's so cool because you find like treasures and they're only like $1 each, and it's amazing.
I have to go to secondhand stores a lot with my mother to help her carry things.
Oh, that's cool. That's very sweet of you.
Thank you.
My boyfriend went with us, but in the first place, he was just sort of standing there on the side watching the bags as we like gather stuff.
Yeah.
And then one of the workers there was like, "Oh my God, you've been standing here a while. You're so patient. Let me get you coffee." So
Aww.
that was sweet. Yeah. I heard people scream. Is that in the game?
Yeah, that's in the game.
Cool.
Not like that time we were talking to Bean, and that guy just was standing outside the window screaming at me.
Well, Richie, you'll have to turn it down because if I can hear it, that means Zencaster can hear it. That means it's being picked up on your track. Which means when I edit it, I will not be happy because the audio will not be clear. Do you want it unhappy?
How does that even work?
Well, if I can hear it,
yeah.
that means
isn't it
on your
from
TV?
this stream?
No, it's not from the stream. It's not in your speakers, right?
My speakers are turned off.
What?
Yeah.
Then how did I hear it?
I don't know.
What's happening? Oh my God, am I psychic? Am I psychically hearing this? Huh.
Huh. It might have been audible through the headphones, so I've moved them. Okay.
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 By the way, welcome to the stream, everyone. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for the positive responses last time.
Okay, so we're gonna go grab the Spark Hunter badge.
Mm-hmm.
We get the Spark Hunter badge from the corpse of Dark Beast Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Should we bring? we can't bring. We can't bring Antal with us because I don't have any ins. Actually, maybe if I use. Let's see if this works. Will it appear if I use ins? Oh, I don't have the old Hunter Bell, of course. Never mind. Anyway, I just patched this. I was on 1.0 until I reloaded. So let's go fight Paul.
Okay.
The reason I patched is because I want to show off something with Paul that a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
Which only works after you patch the game.
What is it?
Paul is attracted to pungent blood cocktails, like the blood-starved beast is. You throw them, he'll chase them.
Right.
Yeah. And most bosses don't do that. It's pretty much just Paul and the blood-starved beast.
But for those who follow the Snap Covenant, we already knew that.
Yeah, but there's like 200 of these videos. So, okay, like, if you don't... I don't even remember the one we discussed that in, so really... And the reason I had to do it after patching the game is that if you play on version 1.0, none of the bosses will react to cocktails. Like, none of them. Even the Blood-Starved Beast, where that's meant to be the whole gimmick of the fight.
So what does that mean? What does that tell us?
It's just kind of, like, messed up. I don't know. It's clearly, like, some sort of mistake, because the whole point of the Blood-Starved Beast fight is you're supposed to use the cocktails to distract it. But, does not work on 1.0. And we should get the Spark Hunter badge. There it is. And yeah, the really weird thing about the cocktail situation is that there's some enemies where they're like a regular encounter and a boss, right? Like the Beast-Possessed Soul and the Silver Beasts. And if you, the regular enemy version reacts fine to the cocktail, but the boss version doesn't. So just like no bosses react to it. And yeah, it's just like a weird oversight that we don't quite understand.
Okay.
So we just grabbed the Spark Hunter badge from Dark Beast Pal. It is the only badge we have. So let's look at the description.
Okay.
Okay. Badge crafted in secret by
No, no, no,
Archibald.
no, 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 no,
No.
no, Richie, what? No, 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 no. I'm gonna ask you to read the badge in a very specific voice, but I think you know what voice I want you to
No, I
use.
don't,
With that.
because the number of voices that you find
No,
funny
no,
is
Richie.
growing. And I choose to
No.
believe that out there is a silent majority who hate Ebruitus and don't want him to come back. Now is the
Okay,
time
it's
to
not.
make yourselves heard.
No, it's not. Look at me, Richie. Are you looking at me?
Yes.
What voice do I want you to read the Spark Hunter
Is it
badge
the
in?
Spark Hunter robot?
It is the Spark Hunter robot.
Badge and crafted in secret and by Archibald, the infamous and eccentric of the dealing church and Vordens and his friends. Archibald wasn't fascinated by the blue sparks that emanated from the hides of the dark beasts and dedicated his life to it the artificial reproduction in a style of inquiry that closely followed the methodology of Bergenworth.
Thank you, Spark Hunter.
That's quite alright. That was also me, I tricked you.
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, okay. So I switched up the outline a little bit, so that it's
Nothing's
more efficient.
predictable.
I think we can get it done faster. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's look at the text more closely.
Okay.
But first of all, you didn't answer my previous question. Why is it called the Spark Hunter badge?
Because it's covered in like sparky things, and it belongs to the Spark Hunters. And the Spark Hunters are associated with Yahagul, so I'm gonna go and grab the Tonitrus to show you. So, from what we can tell, let's get rid of the icon. It looks like the Spark Hunters were based in Yahagul, and then Mensis came and kicked them out. It's also possible that they sided with Mensis because there is there's a hunter with a Tonitrus, like guarding Yahagul. But like, if we go up here, distract these dogs. You get this little scene of a Mensis kidnapper and some dogs, and they've cornered a hunter and killed them. And that hunter, if we check the body, has the Tonitrus on it, which is the Spark Hunter's kind of signature weapon. So presumably that is a Spark Hunter who was in Yahagul. And then when like Mensis took over, he tried to escape. And hang on, let's get rid of this dog.
So what were the Spark Hunters doing in Yahagul to begin with?
Well, we can kind of get at that as we go on. You can see like
I want you to get at that now.
It's something to do with Lauren.
Oh no, not Lauren again.
Yeah. So like Yahagul, like the design of it's like a street. It's one long kind of processional street that leads to the chapel where you find Mikolash's mummy. And you can see that where we found that dead Spark Hunter with the Tonitrus, there's the wall has been bricked up. So presumably this was at one point an arch. It was a way that you got to and from Yahagul. But when, like, Mensis took over and made it into their, like, secret base, they bricked it up. So I assume what happened is that hunter was trying to escape from Yahagul, and he hit this dead end that wasn't there before, and then the Mensis people got him.
How did he not know it wasn't... How did he not notice that it was bricked up?
We may have been used to it not being there.
So they must have built it pretty fast. They're pretty effective.
Yeah. And, like, I'm gonna reset the time zone in a second. And you'll be able to see that, like, there's some other Spark Hunter stuff here as well, but you can't get to it till the very end. Let's get rid of this piggy. So, past the pig, there's some bolt paper, which is another, like, spark thing. You can see, like, down here, like, there's also these people that tried to escape and they just hit a wall that's blocked off. So this whole area, this is like a secret base kind of deal. So it's possible that, like, the Spark Hunters are described as, like, they were the eccentrics and they were interested in all this, like, weird stuff. So it's possible they were based in Yahagul. Because it's, like, far away from the workshop and everywhere else, and they could do this in private. It's also possible that Metz has just kidnapped a bunch of Spark Hunters. Because we know that they kidnapped someone from the choir as well. So I'm just going to change the time zone. What other questions do we want to go over while I'm changing the time zone?
When is my food getting here?
Well, you said in 40 minutes, about 30 minutes ago. So.
Really? Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, you got 10 minutes.
I'm very tired. I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten today yet, and it's almost 3 p.m.
That's true.
But I got a lot of good stuff. I got, like, a little tea set for $1.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of knives. They were 25 cents each, so that's good. They're like big knives. Oh, I got, okay, they were selling these handmade quilts. So I got one that was just, like, knitted and one that was sewn together.
Right.
They were only a couple of dollars each. It's crazy. And what else did I get? Got a bunch of stuff. It was really cool. And on top of it, my mom paid for everything, so basically I made money.
Wow.
You know? Okay.
Okay.
So let's look closely at the text.
Yep.
I don't have it in front of me because I'm tired and hungry.
Yeah. Hey, I can do a reveal while we're here, an exclusive reveal. See how Bergenworth has that big observatory dome?
Yes.
Yes. With the telescope inside. Lance was going through some, like, assets, and he found this like curved piece of geometry that moved, and he said, "Hey, do you recognize this?" They said, "Yeah, that's the dome."
And
so that dome there, like, that used to open up, and presumably, like, the telescope could come out. Like, it's rigged and animated. Actually, while we're here, I'll just show it off. See, it's clearly open from the outside. Yeah. But then,
and I think everybody who played Bloodborne was very disappointed that you can't do anything with it.
Yeah, so, like, that's clearly open from outside. But then if we go up here,
it's closed.
Yeah, it's shut. It's shut from the inside. Gonna be a Superfly guy up here. Hey. Ah, oh, for God's sake.
Oh, Richie.
Yep.
Do you know what song this guy sings? This fly?
Superfly.
All the girls say I'm pretty fly. For a fly guy. Do. Yeah. Do you see how I switched that up?
Yeah. Pretty fly for a fly guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see, like, get a better angle on it. Like, that part there, if you look at the ceiling, there's, like, the one part of it is, like, clearly that it's, like, a separate piece that could open up. And yeah, it did open up. And that telescope there, presumably,
Okay, keep talking.
And that telescope presumably would have come out.
Thank you, love.
Okay, she's got her
Sorry,
food.
say that again.
I was going to say that the telescope probably came out. Is
The
that
telescope probably
yeah.
came. Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you, love. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. This is very good.
So the text on the thing said that Archibald followed the methodology of Bergen.
No. It said, I got it.
Okay.
Badge crafted in secret by Archibald. That means Archibald made it and it was in secret. The infamous eccentric.
Well, are you sure? Maybe the master Miyazaki put that there to confuse you.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
The infamous eccentric of the Healing Church. That means Archibald was part of the Healing Church and he was eccentric.
Good.
Then it says for his friends.
Yeah. I'm just showing that Yarnum has no hitbox.
Oh.
Anyway.
Who were his friends?
The Spark Hunters.
How do you know?
Because it's the Spark Hunters badge.
But maybe he made it for the... Okay. Maybe commercially he made it for the Spark Hunters, but he also made free ones for his friends.
So he had like an Etsy store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's one way of looking at it, yes.
Thank you. If his friends weren't the Spark Hunters, who else could it be?
Well, I don't know. That's why I said his friends were the Spark Hunters. Because it makes sense as an explanation.
Thank you.
So presumably,
Archibald
the Spark Hunters are the guy that we found the Tonitrus on. And there's another, you don't find it on a corpse, but you find another Spark Hunter thing in the second part of Yahar'gul, so that presumably belonged to another Spark Hunter. And if we go up here, along the, hastily constructed, like, thing that they made after they shifted everything around, and it's sort of odd. There is a hunter here with a Tonitrus. Actually,
is he a Spark Hunter?
Well, I don't know. Doesn't know we're here, so we'll be very quiet. Okay.
Look out, Spark Hunter! Rich is here to kill you!
There he is.
Maybe it's a Yahar'gul guy who stole Spark Hunter guys.
I think that's more likely because if you look at the description of the Yahar'gul set, it's like, then this doesn't belong to hunters; it belongs to the kidnappers of Yahar'gul. It says that they're hunters in name only, so presumably this is just like a dude who stole a Tonitrus from one of the dead Spark Hunters.
Al-Hazred says, I prefer JSF amygdala strat. Up triangle square square. Remember that?
Yep.
I remember.
And they drop bolt paper as well, so they may be like a renegade Spark Hunter who like joined Mensis when Mensis took over. We just don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. The other Spark Hunter is presumably Parl, who like has turned into a beast, but had the Spark Hunter badge.
Archibald was fascinated by the blue sparks that emanate from the heights of the dark beasts.
Yeah.
Let me read that again. Wait, again.
Okay.
Archibald was fascinated by the blue sparks that emanate from the heights of the dark beasts. Explain.
Well, let's go and see. Actually, we can go to the Nightmare Frontier, and we can look at some lightning beasts.
Nathaniel is asking, does that hunter stick around after the blood moon appears if you don't fight him?
Yeah, the blood moon's out now. I don't think any hunters disappear after the blood moon. Some are added, but I don't think any disappear. So here we are in the Nightmare Frontier. And we're going to see if we can get a silver beast to emanate some sparks.
Cool.
Hey. Do the thing. Here we go.
So if a silver beast's iPhone is low on battery, can they just plug it into like their ear or something and charge it?
That's how it works in Shazam.
Really?
Yeah, in Shazam, he like uses lightning powers to charge people's phones.
That's amazing.
So yeah, a silver beast and a dark beast are kind of the same thing. Like it's like a dark beast is to a silver beast as the cleric beasts are to the like werewolves in Yharnam. They're just like a bigger version. So if you look, like we got a pretty good look at Parl's face when we were fighting him, and he looks very much just like a very, very large silver beast whose head is not lopsided. There's another silver beast down here. Hello. Do an electric-y thing.
So, how come these specific beasts emanate electricity?
That's a very good question. And we're going to... I'm going to beat Amygdala, and I'm going to show you, like, another connection that these things have. So we'll just see Amygdala off. Damn it. Determined to hit it with at least one Molotov. There we go. Oh, look at that ridiculous Molotov. Just realized how tedious this gets if you don't have a ranged attack.
What?
There. So when we beat the Amygdala, who is in the area with all the silver beasts, we get the Lauren Chalice. So Lauren is one of the chalices that, like, when you go there, it is covered in lightning. There's all this arcing lightning in the air, and the bosses are... One of them is the beast that the beggar turns into, and the other is the beast that Parl is, and they both have lightning attacks. So, presumably, like, Archibald, he may have, like, gone to Lauren, because I don't know how else you find, like, the spark things. And it says, like, that his methodology was similar to the methodology of Bergenworth. And the methodology of Bergenworth, like, they were the people who went exploring the chalices. So there's all these, like, weird sort of Spark Hunter-Lauren connections. So I think that, like, maybe the Spark Hunters were screwing around in Lauren. Something like that.
And the phrase that says that is the continuation of what I was reading.
Yeah.
Basically, Archibald was fascinated by the blue sparks that emanate from the hides of the Dark Beast, and dedicated his life to its artificial reproduction, in a style of ink that, incidentally, closely followed the methodology of Bergenworth.
Yep. And what I'm showing off here is that is the messenger that's added with the Spark Hunter badge.
He's a lot more enthusiastic
Yeah.
than the first messenger.
The
It's
first
like if they're
messenger,
in a monster.
yeah.
Go ahead.
First messenger is like, he knows that you're going to give him something. He's like, come on. But the new one we've added is like, hey, get over here. Got some good deals. So let's see what he sells us now. So it's added bolt paper. So presumably that corpse with the bolt paper on it, that was a Spark Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Also adds the Tonitrus.
Mm-hmm.
And is that it? I think that's literally it. It adds 2 things.
Okay.
And the Tonitrus says that it was crafted by Archibald.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's like this is powered by, like, it's the same sparks that you get from Dark Beasts.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, like, for the Hunters of Archibald's time did not take to using the Tonitrus. So presumably that's why Archibald was an eccentric. Because he was making a weapon that no one wanted to use. And that makes sense, because the lightning attacks aren't especially useful against beasts, but they are useful against the kin of the cosmos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the badge itself, can you describe what it looks like and why it looks that way?
Well, it's a sparkly blue rock that is set inside like a metal ring. Then you wear it around your neck, I guess, or on your, like, a loop on your belt. Looks very similar to the one that Patches wears, but his is like a green one. And I can't show you Patches unless we fight one reborn, which I guess we could. Because we're pretty OP at the moment, it's not like it's going to be a problem.
And there's electricity inside this badge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hang on, let's get rid of the bell, mate. Just take this off the screen. There's another Spark Hunter associated thing in here. If we open it, we get... There's a dead hunter who has a bolt blood gem. So presumably that, again, Spark Hunter, because bolt blood sparks. And next to it is one of the many notes of Bloodborne. And if you're thinking, oh, I wish there was a podcast that went over the notes in a level of detail that no one asked for, you can find it on this very channel.
Yeah.
You can see that this this is a note that's held by messengers. It's not something that was written on the ground. Messengers that go between used by hunters. So this is presumably that guy's message to us. He's like warning other hunters, and it says the Mensa's ritual.
No, Richie.
Yeah.
You're reading it wrong.
The people can just look at the screen and read it.
No, read it right.
The Eden Mensa's ritual must be stopped lest we and all become beasts.
Thank you.
So that's like a Spark Hunter who is like, again, I guess based in Yahogol and was aware what Mensas were doing and is like died in this cell, but they've left as a warning. Yeah. And we're going to get another Spark Hunter-y thing through here, actually. There is some more bolt paper. That's on like a regular Yarnamite corpse, so I don't know if that's meant to be a Spark Hunter or not. The real place I want to check out is through here. So here there's like a dead choir member. So this is what sort of like raises the question of like, well, why are there Spark Hunter corpses here? Because like this isn't where the choir are based, but there's a dead choir member. So like it's possible Mensis just took the Spark Hunters prisoner, but I think it's more likely that they were based here. Yeah.
So Richie,
Yeah.
let me ask. We know that in previous versions of the games, you would touch corpses to get somewhere.
Yep.
Would this specific guy get you somewhere?
I don't think so, because I think that character was added, like, much later on. Because it looks like you would have gone to, like, that is just there to get you up a Cathedral Ward. Whereas it looks like in early versions you could get to Upper Cathedral Ward, like, at different times, in a different way. So, actually, looking at this area, I'm wondering, like, I'm just looking at the way that these bars are placed, and it's kind of awkward. Like, there's a pretty massive gap here in the wall. So I think, like, maybe this wasn't meant to... This wasn't a prison cell originally, and they added this pretty late, because it clashes with the rest of it. Anyway. The reason I went down here is because we get another Spark Hunter thing here, and that is... the Tiny Tonitrus. It's a baby! It's a baby!
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god! Ibruitus!
Yes.
Hi! You know how
Hello.
we owed you a baby for
Yes.
all the stuff you've done for us?
Oh, yes.
Would you take a Tiny Tonitrus instead? It's better than a baby.
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
that's all. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye. Richie, did you know that Ibruitus looked a little different today?
What, like he didn't want to be here?
No. He always wants to be here. He's more than happy to be here. He loves the Snack Covenant. But what I mean is, give me a second. Just 1 second. It's worth it, I promise. Okay, can you click this on your Discord? Wait, no, don't click it. Okay, wait, don't click it. I'll send you a picture. It takes
Okay.
you somewhere else. Wait. Okay, I'll send you the picture. Okay, so Richie.
What did you send it to me?
It's in... Oh. Richie, did you notice the Brutus is looking a little different today?
Well, the Discord just froze, so... Oh, wait. Okay, now hang on. Take 3.
Okay.
Take 3.
Okay. Did you notice that Ibruitus looks particularly good today?
Yes, it's as if Ike drew it.
As if I drew it again for real? Do you see?
Yes, it's very...
Isn't it the coolest?
It's extremely good. I'm also being mauled by dogs right now in the game.
Do you know why I drew this?
You paid him to?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Do you know for what reason?
Why don't you tell everyone at home, Sin?
Well, I think it's something that we'll reveal another time when it's closer to the actual thing that he drew it for. But it's worth it, right?
Well, I don't even know what it is.
But it's cool, right? It's cute. Right?
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah. I don't know what purpose, what the purpose is, though. What's your end game?
Well, you'll see next time.
It's quite ominous. So what other badges of Bloodborne questions are there?
Well, we talked about. Oh, who? Okay, who does the badge belong to?
Pearl, presumably. Okay, this is the this was an ongoing thing. Like, is it that Pearl is a spark hunter, and that's why you get the badge from him, or is it that Pearl like killed a spark hunter, and that's why he has the badge?
Pearl is a girl.
Okay, that's why she has the badge.
Thank you.
Okay.
When I imagine Pearl in my head,
Yeah.
as I remember her, she has like a beautiful gown
Yeah.
and like beautiful hair and a tiara, but she's still like Pearl, the
Right.
beast.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I know she's a girl.
Okay. Didn't was it Cal who said like, yeah, Pearl is like a female name? It's like another way
maybe.
of saying pearl.
Maybe.
Maybe. So, yeah, what do you think? Okay, here's the question. And I regret that I'm fighting the One Reborn now, so I can't run back there. Do you think that the tunnel...
You're fighting the what?
Keep on!
Okay, go on.
Do you think that the tunnel out of the cell was dug by Pearl when, like, Pearl transformed? Or do you think, like, it's the way into Yahar'gul and Mensis are using Pearl as, like, a guard dog?
Could it be both? I guess not.
No.
I guess that's included both.
I wrote, like, a short essay on that, on, like, things in Blood, like the dualism of Beast and Kin in Bloodborne.
Where is it?
It's with 2 academics in Boston.
I don't know, Richie. Could be either one.
We can tell that, like, you're a little tired, because normally you don't go, well, it could be either, we don't know. You come up with some, like, really angry, like, retort.
Yeah, like I said, I'm tired. I'm very tired. I was very tired yesterday. It's been a tiring few months, and, yeah. And I was very hungry, and I ate, but I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. So Harvey's like, tired Sin lost her spark.
Harvey also drew an Ebriatus picture, but I don't have it with me next time.
It was beautiful.
I'm playing Bloodborne. Yeah. Actually, I'll get it during the warp to the lecture. Oh, hang on.
Hi, Ari. I can't read. Can't read either. I'm so tired. I haven't had enough snacks today. But hi, everyone. Welcome. Oh my God, Richie!
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Go back! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Go back!
Go back to what?
Go back, right? Go back to the previous lamp.
What? Back to Advent Plaza. All right. Okay. This is the Sin we all know. Go back there! Why? I don't have to tell you why!
I know what's happening in that room. You know Mikolash and all the corpses? I finally know what's going on.
Go on.
I think you can figure it out too. Oh no, why is it showing weird? Why are you streaming weird? It's like pixels. Are you okay? Are you alive?
Oh, hang on. Yeah. The capture thing's just screwed up. I'm just gonna like restart it.
Okay.
Okay. Again, I'll put Ebruitus up on the screen while I fix this. This is in real time. This gives you an idea of how slow my computer actually is. Here we go.
To help Richie get a better potato computer, go to patreon.com/SinclairLore.
Well, no, I mean, that would take, like, a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's happening
We have like
anytime
50
soon.
people right now.
Yeah.
If each one of the 50 people donates $5,000.
Yeah. If each of our 5,000 subscribers just gave us $1,000,
we can get rich.
we would be millionaires. We would be able to stop doing this. Stop demeaning ourselves and our audience. Miyazaki would breathe a sigh of relief.
I love it. Look at this. This is so beautiful. Harvey, you're amazing.
I'll put Ixabru. Can I put Ixabruitus up, or is that a
No,
spoiler?
not yet. No.
Okay.
It's a surprise for next time.
Okay.
Because, well, actually, there's another surprise for next time. So it's a surprise for like in 2
There's a lot of
episodes or so.
surprises with you, and they always make me nervous.
Harvey just said, for a mere $5,000 a month, we will stop. Oh, but this is amazing. I love it. I love it. It's so cute.
Yeah, I'm just rebooting the capture thing. We gaze upon the beauty of Bruitus.
Yeah.
Oh. So, is there anything else on the outline we want to cover?
Sorry, somebody sent me a message asking for this link for this. Because what happens is usually I'm too embarrassed to keep stuff like that up, so I unlist it. So I'll just send the link to the person right now before I forget.
You're going to use footage of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the actual video you put together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here you go. Smiley face. Okay.
Okay, should be back in a second.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So, after all that, you said that there was something about this room.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, go in the room. Go in the room.
Oh.
Like, it just came to me. My muse passed by.
Right.
And, okay. Do you see this room?
I just noticed that there's grass, like, growing indoors. Like, at the top of this.
Really?
Where's the soil?
Just noticed?
Where's the soil? Also, a lot of it is just floating in midair. Are they indoor plants?
Okay. Yes. Richie.
Okay. Yes, Sin.
Do you know how there are lanterns located everywhere around Yarnum?
Yes.
They weren't always lanterns. And we know that because Lance discovered that you can go somewhere by touching corpses, right?
Yeah, and chairs and statues. And basically anything that wasn't a lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, so that means that at some point in Yarnum, as well as other places, there were a bunch of corpses or mummies sitting on chairs when the lanterns where the lanterns used to be.
Sort of, yeah.
So what do you think happened to all those corpses? They didn't just magically disappear. They had to be stored somewhere.
Oh, I see. Very clever.
Yeah,
The
so what is
master
this?
Miyazaki would never put an asset to waste.
Yes.
Yes. He's cleverly placed them here. This clearly represents the approximately 200 unused areas in Bloodborne that we could have warped to.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I finally figured this room out, because sometimes when I don't know what something's about in Bloodborne, it bothers me and I can't sleep at night. And this was among the last things. So it has a double significance. It has a Miyazaki telling us the 200 area significance, as well as the lantern business putting the mommy business out of business. And them storing all the old mummies in this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I already told you and a few other people this, but I'll just do it live now. When I did the early map comparison, I went into these
Rich,
circular...
I feel like you need to do this information with more of a like a reveal, more like a like, because I know what you're about to say. It needs to be more intense.
It's not that interesting.
Yes, it is.
You may remember some time ago on a blood red night, much like this one. I arrived at a dark epiphany that shook me to my core. I couldn't sleep. I was shaking, clutching a glass of gin, sweating. That epiphany was, the fuck is the point of this room? It doesn't do anything. Why is it a circle?
Can you tell people what I thought it was?
Well, yeah, you thought it was the speed dating room, where everyone would be matched in opposing chairs for like 10 minutes, and then they would rate each other. I had a slightly different idea. I thought, hey, it's weird that the only way to get from floor 1 to floor 2 is a ladder that is in someone's private study. So this circular room that is on both floors was probably a spiral staircase. And it turns out it was. Lance found the old clipping map. The old, like, clipping data of Bergenworth. I don't think it can actually be restored, because it's just, like, the collision. But yeah, this room, like, inside it, going all the way down, there's, like, a deleted staircase. So back when this was part of Bergenworth, that was, you got to from floor 1 to floor 2 using that room as a staircase. You didn't use the ladder. Which makes a lot of sense, because why would you ever use that ladder? It's ridiculous. Anyway, we're going to the ladder now.
Yay!
Yay. Past Franken-Nux. That is his name. Officially.
We also have some lore on him.
Do we?
He's here
on
the
on the football scholarship.
Not football, blitzball.
Oh.
Is that what it's called? The Final Fantasy football?
Yeah. Well, it's more like soccer, but yeah. So reason I came here is I wanted to show off that, like, Patches has it's not exactly the same thing, but it's like a similar sort of like weird design with a gem set into it. Bring back the Spark Hunter badge. I regret doing this now because none of the graphics are actually named. They're just numbered.
I love it until they're like, no, it's the speed dating lounge.
Well, the Master Miyazaki, who knows?
Yeah. Boba says it's pulsating.
I think that's the light. But yeah, it looks, the sort of swirly design around it is the same as the designs you see in the Nightmare Frontier. I'm just flicking through a folder of like 200 different menu icons right now, trying to find the Spark Hunter badge. Oh, here we go. No? What?
What? What's
oh
happening?
Yeah, it's not stored with the other badges. Let's talk about that.
Hi, what's happened?
No, I found it. But, like, you know how I'm saying, oh yeah, it's like a really odd design. It doesn't really look like the other badges.
Oh wow, congrats, Richie, you have eyes.
There's a second part to this.
I'm not done clapping.
Okay.
Okay, go
Okay.
on.
The
Start.
data.
Actually, start over. Start
Okay. The graphic data for this badge is not stored with the other badges. It's stored with a bunch of other items. So
over.
early on, it may have had a different. It may not have been a badge early on. It may have been something else. In the same way that,
Give them a
like,
net.
well, in the same way that, like, Viola's pendant is stored with all the Canehurst stuff, and it's blatantly the pendant that's on the Canehurst knight set. So, like, it started off as that. It started off as a Canehurst item. Then it got.
So the thing that I thought was a necklace could actually end up being a necklace, and all the
It's
people who
possible,
scolded me
yeah.
for thinking it's a necklace are actually just not as advanced in Bloodborne-ology as I am.
Yeah, yeah. As is often the case.
Indicated.
Oh,
Go on.
it's got a slight graphical glitch. Needs to be fine again now. Okay. Yeah.
You know what else is a graphical glitch?
I don't know, Sin. What else is a graphical glitch?
Your face!
What? And that's the content people pay for.
Okay. What are we... Why is it stored in a different thing?
Because it looks like early on, like, it may not have been a badge.
No, that, but I mean, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, it's just stored somewhere else. It's like the graphic data is like with a bunch. It's like with the dolls tier and some like workshop stuff. Yeah, it's not with the badges.
So it was stored with the doll tier and what other stuff?
Let's go find it again. I'll just safely secrete myself here.
So we find sparks in Lauren as well as in the fishing hamlet.
Yeah, the people on the fishing hamlet. You see them. They when they like put their hands over the shells and this like lightning arcs out and hits the shell, and I don't know exactly what they're doing.
I feel like if this necklace was anywhere, it would be more of a fishing hamlet necklace because of how it's made. It's more rustic, you know?
Yeah. Well, it definitely has like a rustic look to it. And we also know that Archibald, like the character of Archibald, like started off as a different, like, Archibald was an in-game character who was like a vampire. And he was like a vampire blacksmith. And then they like, it's clearly not the same guy, they reused the name. But I'm wondering if, like, maybe the whole Spark Hunter thing, they came up with it pretty late in the day and just needed, like, an explanation. So they thought, oh yeah, Archibald, that was a cool name that we didn't get to use. Because that's the true of Gremia.
Right.
Because, like, all the early versions of Bloodborne, there's references to Gremia as, like, an important place. Like, it was a place. And then they got rid of Gremia. And they brought Gremia back as the Tomb Prospector character. So they like and like Izzy as well.
Gremia sounds like a very dark... Gremia sounds like a very Demon Soul thing.
Well, Gremia was the original name of the Erden areas. Like, it was like it was like Gremia Graveyard and Gremia Church. Yeah. And there's like the Hunter of Gremia was like a hunter who hunted the Gremia area. Where is this badge again? Okay, it's in between the Doll's Tear and Annalise's Blood. So it's actually with the Canehurst stuff, like Viola's pendant is.
Do they have lightning in Canehurst?
Not like Spark Hunter lightning. There might be lightning there.
Do they have electricity in Canehurst?
They seem to mostly use gas. And like candles and things. I wonder if I can make a Lauren chalice. I bet I can't. Actually, yeah, that would be insane, because I'd have to, like, grind out ritual blood. We won't do that.
Mhm.
Hmm. Actually, hang on.
What
I
bosses
will
do you
find a
think,
picture of Lauren.
other than like the Silver Beast and Pearl, what bosses are like use electricity?
The abhorrent beast uses electricity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the do you want to talk about the abhorrent beast? Because he's like,
Oh my god, we talked about him in the Beast Rune. No, we're not going to talk about him again.
oh yeah, we don't want to go off topic, do we?
Oh, Richie the bully, Richie the off-topic bully.
Am I being an on-topic bully?
No, because if you want to hear about the beasts and stuff, we have a whole podcast called The Beast Rune. And it talks about beasts and everything beast, and it's very good. Like talking about it now would actually diminish the podcast because it was so good, you know? The orphan uses electricity, right? That's
What?
what Des is saying,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The orphan
Remember.
does.
Oh, interesting. Good observation, Des.
Hang on. I've just got some screenshots I took of Lauren for meth. I'm just gonna bring them up. I guess like while we're on the subject, the living livers. Like I went over a list before of like all the livers of they were like the boss soul equivalent early on, and Parl does not have one, which makes it very much look like Parl was added pretty late. Like they didn't give him sorry her they didn't give her a like boss soul equivalent.
Maybe
And
Pearl never had a liver.
yeah, she's a skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were saying, continue.
I'm showing. I just want to get to resize the image first. So here's a screenshot that I took of version 1.0 when I did all the chalices without patching it. And you can see that this... You normally fight a boss called Lauren Darkbeast in Lauren. And it's just Parl with a different name. But on 1.0, that boss is just called Parl. Like, it's called Darkbeast Parl. And the name Lauren Darkbeast is used for... Just to finish loading. Lauren Darkbeast...
Yeah, it's until I made an executive decision, Pearl is a girl.
Yeah. Lauren Darkbeast is used as the name of the abhorrent beast.
What?
Yeah, they like swap. Like the Dark Beast is called Parl, and then the abhorrent beast is called the Dark Beast, and nothing is called the abhorrent beast. Yeah, so Parl went through like, I think Parl was just like, oh shit, we need a boss for this area. And like, actually, let's walk back to the graveyard of the Dark Beast.
I'm hungry.
Didn't you just get fed?
Yeah, but not enough, clearly.
I feel like I'm talking to a cat. Like, didn't you just get fed?
I've been playing Silent Hill 4. It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dolly's been coming on to tell me more about it.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
She's very smart.
Yeah, she knows a lot about Silent Hill.
Gluttony is a sin? Gluttony is a me? Yeah, I am gluttony. Not a bad deal.
So here we are in the graveyard of the Dark Beast.
Here we are in the graveyard of the Dark Beast.
So, like, one of the things I went over when I was doing the deleted map stream is, like, Old Yharnam got repositioned a bunch of different times and, like, shifted around and rotated. And this whole area, like, whenever I see a tunnel like this, where it's just, like, a human-sized passage in some rock with just a copy-pasted repeating rock texture. That's kind of a clue that maybe that wasn't originally connected that way. So I think, like, this whole area probably was something else originally. Then they made it into this connecting area to Mensis. Because you can see that, like, it's odd in that it's a one-way trip. Like, once you come out, there's no way to get back in there.
Yeah,
and Parl is just kind of there. Parl, like, didn't seem to be there early on at all. So, like, I think this door probably connected somewhere else. Like, for all we know, this was the original door to Yahagol. Or something like that. But yeah.
Okay. You know, like, sometimes they build a house, and then later they build a solarium?
Go on.
This is what it feels like. It feels like Yahar'gul built itself a solarium later on.
What part's the solarium? The part where Parl is?
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
What?
Good.
What? Why?
What about this solarium?
Well, maybe they build a lunarium, whatever.
A lunarium?
Yeah. Like
the thing that they keep mentioning in the game?
Oh.
Like Willem's lunarium and the wet nurse's lunarium?
Yeah, well, there we go. This is the Yahar'gul lunarium. They built it themselves. They tried very hard.
Yeah. Do you think they did a very good job?
Well, I mean, like, well, okay, Richie, okay, well, like us, for example, right? We just got a house, and there are some things we have to do, but it's just like, it's expensive, so we either have to wait or just do what we can now and then finish it properly later. So they did what they could now, and once they, they wait a little bit, they saved a little bit, they would make a better lunarium in Yahar'gul.
So you think we've, like, ruined their renovation, basically?
Yeah. Maybe Parl was like a contractor that just took a nap, and they were actually, like, building stuff there.
What do you think, what do you make of Parl being dead?
Well, this is, like, Yharnam we're talking about. Also, Parl was not dead. Why do you say Parl was dead?
She's not well.
Yeah, well,
she's a skeleton.
Well, she was fine.
She's a skeleton!
So she moved around, she ran around, she kicks butt, she's fine. Like, she's in better physical condition than both of us put together. Would you be able to fight a hunter with a gun and a weapon, a trick weapon, a sock lever? No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't. We'd die much faster than Parl, so she's fine.
Touché.
Thank you.
So, what I was showing off...
What are you showing off?
Is, like, based on the location of, like... This is what I mean about Old Yharnam being moved. Like, Yahar'gul should kind of be, like, over there somewhere. But it isn't, like, relative to where we are, and, like, that's the Church of the Good Chalice. Let's go on the ladder. That's the Church of the Good Chalice. There. Like, that's where the Blood-Starved Beast is fought. But, like, when you go there in-game, off to the side is just, like, a mountain. It's just, like, a giant wall of rock. There's no buildings. So, like, Old Yharnam, basically, like, its position makes very little sense, geographically compared to the rest of the world, because it was, like, we know it was moved, because there is literally a note on the map saying, rotate Old Yharnam. So I suspect what happened was that they moved Old Yharnam around, realized that it didn't connect properly to Yahagul after it was rotated. And then they added that little, like, connecting spot and then stuck Parl in the connecting spot. And that's why Parl is there, and that's why Parl, like, doesn't have a liver, and why Parl is, listed as, like, Parl's like a chalice boss that got recycled, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Did I tell you? I brought this up on the other cut content stream, but I don't know if I told you that, like, there's references to, like, a living and dead version of Parl.
You brought it up, yeah, but you
Yeah,
didn't say.
yeah, okay. So in the there's like a giant dump of like all the monster like parameters and names and stuff. And there is for old Yharnam, there is a thing called Stormbeast. Oh, sorry. Parl is called Stormbeast brackets dead. Presumably because she's a skeleton. But within the parameter files, there's a reference to an old Yharnam boss that's called Stormbeast brackets alive. So I suspect, like, it was... Maybe the plan was, like, you would kill Parl, and then the Mensis ritual, which is bringing all this shit back to life, would have resurrected Parl. And that's why there's a skeleton version. Would have been kind of like, I don't think, are there bosses that you fight more than... I guess, like, the way that you encounter Medea on the... You encounter Medea on the bridge, you beat Medea, Medea falls, and then you fight Medea again, like, later on. I guess it may have been something like that.
Mm.
I've forgotten why I came here. I think I was just showing off the weird... Yeah, the weird, like, way things are connected. It doesn't quite make sense.
Okay. I think we covered all the questions on the outline.
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Well, one last question is like relative to one last question is relative to the other badges. When was this one made?
What, in Yharnam's timeline or in, like, game timeline?
Both.
Well, it says that it was made in Archibald's time, and the people of that time didn't have any use for it. So that implies it's like we were saying that it does lightning. Lightning is like useful against the kin of the cosmos. It's not super useful against beasts. So presumably it's a relic from when from like before they were encountering the kin of the cosmos. So like Archibald was sort of like possibly forward thinking. Or I mean likely just an accident. That he hit upon, oh yeah, you can use lightning. And then, however many decades after his death, it turns out that Yharnam's having real problems with things that are very weak to lightning. Which was another part of the thing I wrote.
It seems like you write all the good things for other people and not this podcast.
Well, I'm not sure how to phrase this politely. But the other people don't yell, shut the fuck up, mid-sentence at me.
But I'm learning more every day.
So I'm more likely to put coherent thoughts together.
Oh my god, what a bully. Oh my god, trying to make me look bad. Like, let's see, Richie, who takes care of your health? Who tells you to go to sleep? Who tells you to drink? Who asks you if you are okay? Huh?
I know.
No, who?
It's you.
Oh, it's me. Okay. Okay, bully. Also, if you want to see some real lore, check out the link I just posted. Harvey is like, Sin is like, you owe me everything. Without me, you're nothing. Oh, Levy just said Sin is my favorite person. Levy, 5,000 points for you.
Also, I'd like to point out, for the benefit of the people listening to this, that I actually sent you the thing I'm talking about, and your response was, fuck you.
What?
Yes!
Is a lie.
That's not a lie. It's literally, I sent it to you. There was a 5-minute pause, and then, fuck you.
Wait. I'm gonna Control F. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was.
No! Okay, it's out of context. Oh my... I got you now. I see. I will show everyone. Okay, I want everyone to see how Rich hates me out of context. Richie sent me an essay, okay? And as I was reading it, I wrote, fuck you, you so good at writing. That was part of a compliment. Those two go together. But
there was a pause in between them.
There was no pause in between
them. Yes, there was.
Look, go back to the conversation. 3:13 p.m. Fuck you.
It was a pause of less than a minute.
Why don't you do something like this for our channel? This sounds interesting. Oh my god, I was actually being nice to you. And what you do, you pick up on the one thing that wasn't even a real fuck you. It was just like a compliment. Do you guys see? Do y'all see now? I'm glad this is happening. I'm glad y'all get to see the real Richie.
So does that mean you're not going to unlist this? You're going to keep it up? Or are you going to cut that part out?
I'm going to cut... No, this is going to be unlisted and on Patreon for $2, but all the parts where you bully me, I will cut them out and put them also...
Okay.
No, but if they're available here, I don't need to cut them up and put them on the other tier, so they'll just be here. When was the last time you said something nice to me, Richie? How about that? How about that? I'm pretty sure if we go through the chat and remember our conversation, I always tell you you're very clever, you're smart, you're very funny, you do good voices, you make up good characters, you have very interesting things to say. I encourage you to, like, do things. When was the last time you encouraged me? Let's do that.
Well, I'll look.
When was the last time you told me, oh, Sin, you're a very good research assistant, huh?
I did. You were telling me that you don't want to go into it because it might be libelous. Richard reminds me of my mother. You guys should meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions about the badge?
Why is Richie such a bully?
Well...
okay, I think that's it. I don't have any more. Does the chat have any more questions that we didn't answer?
Yeah, I'll just hang around here and look at this, like, part of Old Yarnum that you can't get to.
What is that?
What,
it's a gate.
Yeah, there's like part of Old Yarnum that's not accessible, but it looks like it maybe it was. I don't know.
Does anybody have questions relating to the Spark Hunter badge specifically? Because I could edit those into the podcast when I edit it. Where are the other mods? I don't know what that means. Can I invade JSF if you want?
No, I'm offline.
Oh, okay. Bob says, I missed the whole thing. Can you guys start over? Hi, Richie. Hi, Sin. What are we doing here today? Well, Sin, I'm a giant bully. Blah, 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 blah. That's how it went, Bob. Dry says, Henrik said is resistant to spark hunters.
Yeah, it is.
What was your question, Dry?
I guess, like, while people are looking for questions, I'll try to glitch inside one of the buildings here.
What is a dark beast exactly? Ari, we had a whole podcast on beasts called Beast Runes. I'll actually link it here. So we talk about beasts a lot there. What's the other one? We also had a whole thing on Lauren. I'm sorry, it's just like if we talk about it one more time, my head's gonna explode. Even I have limits. Okay, so this is the Beast Rune podcast. Oh, it's okay, Ari. It's okay. There's like over 200 podcasts, obviously. Like, but no one saw all of them. But at the same time, there are certain things we discussed so many times that I can't anymore. We talked about is, and I know we did because then somebody made an animation about us talking about it. I just don't know which one it was. Exendil is asking, what is the most obscure Bloodborne trivia you know?
I actually don't know how to answer that because there's so much. Like, the amount of research I've done for the wiki has sent me to places I didn't think I would ever have to go. Oh, actually, this is relevant because we're fighting Dura. Dura's pants are misaligned by 1 pixel.
The fudge.
I can show you, hang on. If you get Dura's pants, right, on the equipment menu, the little icon of them, like the icons...
Did you zoom in on his pants? How did you even notice?
What?
Did you, like, zoom in on his pants? How did you notice?
I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay.
So, like, these little icons here, right? The icon of Dura's pants is misaligned by 1 pixel, and it bleeds over into, I think it's Dura's, like, shirt? There's, like, 1 pixel in the corner that shouldn't be there, and that pixel is the side of his pants, like, clipping over into the next, like, slot.
Did you see what Harvey said?
No.
It's funny.
So do you want to know how I know that?
How do you know that?
Because on the Bloodborne wiki, there are icons of every single item. And I made them all. And the way I made them was that I got the raw, like, just like the textures that they take all the icons from in the game. And I wrote a macro that cut them up into icons for me. So I ran it through the macro, and then I sent it to Meph, and she was overlooking them and she said, oh no, you got one wrong. Dura's pants are off by 1 pixel. And I said, that's not possible, because, like, it was just a computer program hacking it up. It wasn't anything to do with me. Like, and then she said, no, it is, look at it. And it was. And I realized, oh, that's in the game. Like, in the game, his pants are off by 1 pixel.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Also, Dave mentioned that YouTube didn't notify that the stream was on. Um, I don't know why it doesn't always notify. I think you have to subscribe. You might have to
You
do the
have to
bell
hit that
thing.
bell icon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
you have to hit the bell icon.
That's why if you like watch videos now, that always ends with remember to click like and subscribe and ring that bell to stay notified. And then they helpfully include an animation of someone clicking the bell because you are an idiot.
That's how I feel though. Whenever I watch a video and they're like, "Don't forget to subscribe," I feel like if I wanted to subscribe, I would have. You don't need to tell me.
No, but it's when they say
I
don't forget to subscribe and then show a small animation of a cursor hovering over the subscribe button
like a
and
how-to
clicking
guide.
it. Yes, oh, that's how you subscribe. I had no idea. Thank you, WatchMojo.
Hmm. Oh, Richie, you know how you do epic trailer voices
Yes.
for some videos that I ask for?
Yes.
And I forget which one was it, but you were doing it again, and somebody asked me like, "Oh my God, who did that voice?" And they didn't think it was you at first.
Yeah.
They were trying to guess. Yeah, that's cool. Because you also make it like American sounding. Oh,
Yeah.
it was the Trevor Diary. That's the one. At first, no, first
That's
I
not
was
even
like, yes.
that's not the epic voice. That's like the bad Capcom dub voice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So, at the beginning and at the end of our Resident Evil podcast with Fungo, I put you reading Trevor's diary.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the premiere, I asked people, like, who did you think voiced that diary? And somebody was like, was it Barry? I was like, no. Yeah, so you did a very good job.
Thank you. I'm trying to clip inside a building that I got into once.
Does anybody have any Spark Hunter lore questions? Or Spark Hunter badge question? Or a Spark Hunter question? Oh, somebody asked something. Sorry. Okay. Something about kin. Okay. Dry is asking, any particular reason Spark is strong against kin?
I think it's just because, like, fire and lightning are common elements in video games, and beasts being weak to fire made sense, so kin are weak to lightning by default. I think it's just that.
But there's also lightning in Lorne as well as in the fishing hamlet.
Yeah. The lightning in the fishing hamlet is summoned by the mages there as well. Like, they call it down.
Yeah. And someone in chat mentioned that the orphan uses lightning.
Yeah, and so does Gale.
By the way, if you're not aware, we have a very good podcast where we actually invited Gail to tell us about the lore.
Yeah, he sounded a bit off.
No, it sounded like the way he sounds for real. He wasn't trying to put on a Dark Souls voice, you know? He was just himself.
Okay, yeah.
So I will link this in the chat right now.
So yeah, like, we can talk about the genesis of, like, the lightning and Lauren if you want. Like, the sort of in-game genesis of it. What do you like Evangelion now?
Isn't it like Evangelion Genesis?
Oh yeah, Genesis.
Or something?
Yeah, Neon Genesis. I thought you were just doing, like, random music to introduce something.
Looks like I'm the anime expert now, and I've never even seen Evangelion.
Well, it's shorter than Reborn.
Okay, speaking of which, everyone, are you paying attention? Is everybody paying attention?
Does that include me?
Well, I'm gonna link something, and you have to click it, and you have to watch it after the stream is done. Okay, here it is. So everyone has to click it and bookmark it and watch it. Well, you can even watch it now. It's much better than what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what
honestly? What is it?
First episode of our Reborn podcast.
Wasn't that like months and months ago?
Yeah. So we're now on episode 20. We actually finished the whole first season. I just have to edit that.
Yep.
And so we're gonna start watching season 2 soon. Yay! But before that, Richie wants to watch The Boss Baby. So that's also coming up.
Not so much that I want to watch The Boss Baby as, like, if you're going to subject me to, baby-related bizarre stories, I think we need a breather after 33 episodes of Reborn, back to back.
It's been months since we've seen it. You had a breather.
Yeah, but not for the viewers.
Well, the podcasts come out, like, periodically. It's not, like, all once, you know?
Yeah.
Boss Baby stream, please. We could watch it on stream, but we can't show it. So everybody would have to have their Boss Baby copy handy, and then we watch it all together.
I've seen The Boss Baby 3 times.
I've seen the series, a couple of episodes of that.
I've never seen the series. I rented a friend, actually Piku, who, like, has shown up in chat a few times and, like, you know. She saw The Boss Baby, and she was saying, it's the worst movie I've ever seen. I hate everything about it. And I thought, it can't be that bad. So I rented it digitally. And you know how, like, when you rent things digitally, you have them for, like, 48 hours?
No.
Okay, well, I rented it digitally. I had it for 48 hours. It's not that long. And I had nothing else to do, so I just had it on in the background and just kept hitting repeat when it finished.
Oh.
So as a result, I have now seen The Boss Baby 3 times. Like, in a row. In one sitting.
And you complain about watching Reborn in one sitting?
Well, it's as long as, like, 3 episodes of Reborn.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't have to recap the plot at the end of it, because I don't think I could.
Okay. Richie, did you have anything else to add about
No, I don't think I can glitch inside this building. Okay. I've done it once. I don't know what I did differently that time.
Okay. Richie?
Yes.
Do you want to do the outro?
Well, that was Badges of Bloodborne Episode 2. Now with some video in the background where we find the badge. It was, as a result, slightly shorter and easier to understand, because I could just show you where you got the badge from. We got to watch some boss fights. It showed off that Paul reacts to cocktails, which most people don't know, because they just steamroll the boss and don't care. We talked about Dura's pants. We killed Dura.
No.
It's okay. We'll bring him back to life.
Okay. By the way,
Bring him back to life now.
Oh. Brutus?
Yes.
Hi!
Hello.
Brutus, could you
I'm sorry Richard was mean to you earlier, I was listening.
Oh my god,
His behavior is appalling,
Brutus.
it's appalling.
Oh my god, I agree, you know.
You're just trying to be nice to him.
Yes, I'm always very nice to him off the air.
Yes. I choose to believe that. You seem trustworthy.
Wait, yeah. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, Brutus. I'm glad you're here. So, Brutus, could you tell us about the creator shoutout on Discord?
Creator Shoutout is a system that Sinclair has added to her Discord, in which if you are a creator, create content for the internet, you can ask Sinclair for shout out, and she will mention you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
And today's creator is Nostalgic Douchebag. And
that's his name, you're not being mean.
No.
Yeah.
That's his name, Nostalgic Douchebag. And they create comic book. They're a comic book artist.
Yeah.
And I posted their social media in the chat, which is twitter.com/WesAhmedND. And, check them out, show them some love, like, subscribe, ring that bell. I don't know if you have any bells on Twitter, but show them some Stack Covenant support. And if you're a creator and would like a shout out, you can post your info on Discord in that channel. And I think that's about it.
Yep.
Thank you, Brutus.
That's alright.
Guess that's it.
Alright.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for coming, everyone. And do you know when we're gonna do another one of these, Richie?
No.
Well, if you're free Thursday, we could do one on Thursday.
We'll see.
What else can we say? I don't know. Oh, I know. It's time to plug the Patreon.
Yeah? You can do that.
No, I'm shy. You do it.
If you go to patreon.com/SinclairLaw, you can get all kinds of exclusive, additional, and worse content, such as archives of previous streams, an obsessive and marginally creepy collection of clips called Richie is the True Bully, in which Sin clips out things I've said in order to paint me as a psychopath. You can also get access to a self-help series, because if you are giving us money, there is something wrong with you, and we want to help you and get you to a stage in your life where you don't feel like you have to give us money anymore.
Actually, we have to record more episodes of that.
Yeah, and if you donate over a certain amount, you get nothing but shame. Donating at lower tiers gets you better content, and then the higher up it goes, it eventually tops out at shame.
Yeah. I would recommend the $2 tier because it gives you a link of our of the Snack Covenant on iTunes and stuff.
Yeah.
You get access to unedited streams of what you just saw, the badges. There's also the Runes of Bloodborne, where we go through like 1 or 2 rune per episode, which is like in the style of the badges and the notes. There's some other random podcasts and outtakes that we have there as well. You can see me talking to animals, and some streams are archived there too.
That is true. There is one that is just Sin talking to it. Yeah.
Two. Yeah, one of me talking to some goats and a cow, and another one is me talking to a bunny.
Yeah. And that costs money to see.
It's only $2. It's like a cup of coffee a month.
Yeah.
But as Richie would say, you should just get that cup of coffee instead.
Well, I feel like the cup of coffee would give you energy. Whereas
Big Moon energy?
The stream just is like tiresome.
Big Moon energy?
Well, Big Moon energy is an energy drink, not coffee.
Richie!
Oh no.
We now have to make a coffee equivalent. Yes, you're right. Big Moon Energy is an energy drink, but I love coffee more than energy drinks, and we don't have a coffee equivalent of a Big Moon Energy drink.
Uh huh.
You gotta think about that.
Uh huh.
And that ties into the thing that I want to talk about in a couple of episodes, so it's cool.
Oh, is this another surprise?
The same surprise I was talking about before, but there's a pre-surprise before that surprise.
Good.
I reckon you're on the right track there a little bit. Great suggestions, doesn't Tutu? Okay, I guess that's about it. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. We appreciate it. Um, thank you for being positive and leaving nice comments and all that. And yeah, okay. Richie?
All right. Good night slash
Yeah.
morning, everyone.
Yeah.
And we'll join you next time for another great badge.
Ew.
Badges.
Okay, you can press stop now, Richie.
Thank you.